January 2nd, 2014. I recall when my dad was retiring from the ministry, he was going through his books to get rid of them. And he was just going to sell them, for pennies or just give them away. And I started going through them and began to look the value of them up online. And I came across one book and I said, Dad, you probably just don't want to give these away. I had found a book that was valued over $700. And since then, he's increased his inventory to over 5,000 books. And he now sells those books online to supplement his income. Since then, I've gotten involved in selling books online and other items. One day, I was at a local thrift store, and I've been looking for a piccolo snare. I like the way they sound, and I wanted to get one for my drum set. And so I came across one. It was a Ludwig piccolo snare. They didn't have any drumsticks there. I couldn't try it out. It was only like $35. Well, I was like, well, I'll buy it. If I don't like it, I'll just sell it and get what I paid for it. So I took it home, didn't care for the way it sounded, and I listed it on eBay. Now my hope was to only get what I had paid for that. And when it was all said and done, I made a profit of over $400 on that one sale. I had found a gold mine. And here's what Solomon wrote in the book of Proverbs, chapter 2, verses 4. This is in regards to wisdom. If thou seekest her as silver, and searchest for her as for hid treasures. If we're going to pursue after wisdom, we've got to seek for it like we would seek for a treasure that's been hidden. Like I go out and I search for these hidden treasures to make a profit on them. I've got to seek for wisdom in that manner. The ancient Greek philosophers, Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, they were known for their pursuit of wisdom. They would sit down and have discussions on different ethics, on politics, on biology, on all sorts of mysticism, just a huge gamma of philosophy. And they were known for their wisdom. And our modern philosophers concede and admit how that ancient wisdom has carried over into our Western culture and has greatly influenced modern philosophy. One source goes on to say that there is a clean, unbroken line of influence from ancient Greek all the way to the Islamic philosophy. And then it goes on to say, even to the age of enlightenment. And I fear, and I don't fear, I know that it has crept into America, that age of enlightenment. We seek after that wisdom. We want to be enlightened. Then one day, Paul stepped into the scene of this ancient culture of Greek wisdom and philosophy. He wrote to the Corinthian church, who I guess had gotten mixed up with it, and he reminded them of the message that he preached. He preached a message of hope, a message of faith, a message of deliverance, a message of freedom from the effects of sin. He preached of a resurrection, a hope beyond the grave. To the Jews in that day, it was a stumbling block. But to the Greeks, it was absurd. It was foolishness. It was utterly nonsense to the Greek wisdom of that day. To the Jews, yes, it was a stumbling block. It would cause them to stumble. But to those who are the called, to those who have been elected by God, this message is the power of God to work in their life. Yes, to the Greeks it was foolishness, but to the called, Christ is the power of God. Christ is the wisdom of God. Jeremiah wrote, "And ye shall seek me and find me, when ye shall search for me with all of your heart." Solomon finished up that proverb regarding wisdom when you search for Then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. God bless and have a good day.